If you were captured and sent to a North Korean labor camp today, you might not survive a month. This is not a movie. This is based on the real testimonies of 7 defectors. And for most of them, it all begins with a chase. If you try to escape this country and you're spotted, you only have 2 choices: stop or be shot on sight. Sometimes, a bullet is the more merciful option, because if you're captured alive, that's when the real nightmare begins. You're forced into a transport truck. Inside are others just like you, so-called defectors. You might want to speak, but don't. The guards have countless ways to silence you. Your first stop is a border camp Onsong. This is not a normal prison. The first thing you face is an inspection. Strip, face the wall, do 100 squats. Guards stand behind you, using sticks to search every part of your body, even the most private areas. Then, you're ordered to lie down for something even more invasive. No explanation, no dignity. After that, you're dragged into an interrogation room. They ask only 3 questions. Did you plan to escape to South Korea? Have you taken part in religious activities? Have you watched South Korean media? If they decide you intended to defect, your file is marked with a red stamp, meaning life imprisonment and special treatment. If you deny it, you receive a black stamp, but that doesn't mean things will be any easier. If a prisoner is pregnant, the lucky ones are taken to a hospital for an injection. The unlucky ones are given a chain. The chain is tightened around the abdomen until it causes a miscarriage. Next, they are assigned to a cell, but in reality, it's a cage. 4 to 5 people crammed into a tiny space. You must remain completely silent, barely allowed to move. Any movement results in a brutal beating. To teach you a lesson, guards beat prisoners with batons until they break. If that's not enough, they switch to belts until the skin splits open. Then they write your confession for you, claiming no torture was used and everything was voluntary. One North Korean defector said,
많이 고치겠습니다. 죽을 죄를 지었습니다. 한 번만 용서해 주세요.
in such conditions, some choose suicide. Some hang themselves with plastic bags, others tear clothes into ropes, some swallow stones to end their lives. If anyone tries to escape, there is only one outcome: execution on the spot. Their bodies are displayed as a warning. This is what happens if you run. Soon, you are transferred to another camp. Along the way, you witness public executions, crowds throwing stones and rotten eggs as their version of a welcome. At the new camp, you lose your name. You become a number. Your hair is cut short, and you must wear a white head covering while working. The camp is divided into sections: women's units, men's units, labor zones, and officer quarters. Most of your time is spent in the labor zone, the so-called correction center. These are divided into potato fields, firewood units, vegetable areas, handicrafts, and the weak unit for the sick and exhausted. The handicraft section is mostly women making wigs and handmade bags. They work 16 to 18 hours a day. No distractions, no looking up, not even at the guards. Their legs swell from exhaustion, but there is no medical care. Occasionally, guards hand out bean sprouts supposedly to reduce swelling. If production is good, the reward is half a spoon of cooking oil. That is the highest reward in the entire camp. No pay, no freedom, only forced labor. Every guard carries an iron rod, what they call a discipline tool. One strike and your hand swells instantly. Any hesitation brings punches, kicks, even gunfire. If you fail your quota, no food, no sleep, until the work is done. Night is the only time you can rest. A small room, packed with people. The floor is your bed. Lice and fleas crawl across your face. Then comes the most anticipated moment of the day: eating. The food barely changes. corn husks, soy residue, and a thin cabbage or radish soup. Sometimes, a few rotten cabbage leaves. No meat. No nutrition. Many suffer chronic diarrhea, their weight dropping to around 38 kilograms. There are no doctors here. To survive, some begin eating rats and worms.
지렁이도 쥐도 없어요. 우리가 다 잡아먹고. 뱀은 또 해요. 뱀은
And even maggots from rotting bodies. Yes, bodies. Here, death happens every day. Bodies are piled in rooms. When there are enough, they are burned together. In summer, they rot, covered in maggots. And those maggots become food for the living. Even then, you must never steal crops. Someone once stole a cabbage and was stoned to death on the spot. Some say they live worse than pigs. At least pigs get corn and beans. If you behave well, you may be chosen to carry bodies to the mountains. Your only chance to see the outside world. But you are not free. You are watched by guards and by your own partner. If you try to escape, he reports you and gets rewarded. In this place, trust does not exist. Even though people die every day, the cells are never empty because far more people come in than ever leave. So if one day you stand at the border, ready to run, remember this: death might be the only escape. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. See you next time.